So we presented 6 presentations to the ARPA committee. They argued with some of them. They didn't argue too much about the fact that the foundation and the retaining wall outside need to be worked on. The only comment was Ralph saying that the cleaning that Mountfort wanted us to do was not something that the library should be doing by itself, because if anything would happen, that the contractor in the future could say, well, it's because you didn't clean it properly. The second thing that we presented was the bollards for around the parking lot lights. Again, they simply wanted to know how many were around each light. They didn't seem to have too many questions about that. The third thing we presented was the exit door for the people in the back, and I knew it was going to happen. The fire department's fighting it. NFPA regulations are not as strict as OSHA regulations, and the fire guy came up with, well, this says that we have to have exits directly out to the outside, and it's like, that's not what we're looking for. We're just looking for a way for Deb, Hope, and whoever is working back here, that if something happens at the front desk, that they can get out another way. The fourth thing that we presented was the where's my list? Retaining wall, parking lot bar, emergency egress. The fourth thing we presented was the gutters, and there's a lot of complaints about the gutters. How do you know that it's the gutters that are the problem and not that the downspouts simply don't have enough capacity? What's changing the gutters going to do? There's a lot of argument on that one. So I don't know what's going to happen with that one. And the last one was the window treatment. And it's a big chunk. It's a $55,000 request. And Christina was like, well, what are you getting for $55,000? Are you going to do repairs? Are you going to do stuff like that? And it's like, really, no, it's the big thing is, how do you access these windows that are outside, floor to ceiling, on what is technically a third story in the back on slanted ground? There's going to have to be a lot of scaffolding. So the price adds up really fast. But I did present all of these, and now at this point, we simply have to wait until ARPA says something one way or the other. They rejected without even considering some of the requests we put in, because they said they were ordinary maintenance and not things that should be on an infrastructure list. Even though, like, one of them was the HVAC on the roof, and they said that that was maintenance, not repairs, even though Action Air said, no, it's something that needs to be fixed. That's been a problem all the way along. And they rejected something else too, right off the bat, but I don't remember what it is, but for the same rationale, they claim it's maintenance that should have been taken care of all the way along. So like I said, at this point, we are simply going to have to wait and see what they say. Okay, I keep hearing sounds outside. I keep thinking that someone's showing up. Joan was at the meeting. She should be there. Kathy was at the meeting by Zoom, so I was expecting her to come in. There really aren't that very many things on the agenda for tonight, so if people would get here, we could go over it pretty fast. So
Yeah, can I say something?
yes, Elena, sorry. You're kind of dark, so I didn't see your hand was up.
I know I'm my son's he's a skater, speed skater, so I'm like at the rink, at the skating rink. Um, so I went to the meeting too when you did presentation some of that time. And I wanted to thank you so much. You represented, so no pressure, but very informative, very clear. So if we get refused, I hope they have a good reason for that. I don't know their reasons. I don't know what else there on the scale. I kind of was too busy, but on your side, I can't just ignore it. And I have to say you did a great presentation. Thank you so much, Karen.
Well,
Really appreciate it.
thank you for saying that, Elena. I appreciate it. I wish I could have done some of these presentations at some of the earlier ARPA meetings, but they have them at 1:30 in the afternoon on Mondays. And I have a class that starts at 1:25.
No,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. No. It's not our priority. We have different priorities to support the families. So
Well,
it's
yeah,
okay.
somebody's got to earn money to pay the mortgage and feed the family, right?
Absolutely. So it's okay. It's absolutely normal. And there are only three of us. You, me, and Rebecca. That's it.
Right now, it's just you, me, and Rebecca. I'm expecting, like I said, Joan to be here anytime unless they got carried away at the at the ARPA meeting. I don't know. They were supposed to just finish up talking about that one last proposal for the painting and follow us over here. Before they get here, I will say that right now there are really only two things that I need to discuss today. One is the concern about the propane, and basically there's nothing we can do. The town says this is their building. They're giving us the propane from their vendor. We have nothing to say about it. But the other thing is something that I emailed the board about earlier, and that is when we do the budget, we have got to figure out what we're doing about staff, because as of last year, when the results of the 2020 census came out, the population in Wellington is 5,566, which means we are no longer exempt from the library rules about what our staff should look like. We used to be exempt because we weren't a big enough town, and we're not anymore. So that is something we have to seriously talk about. So
Okay. Okay. So, and I would appreciate if before the budget meeting, Debbie would send us the full information on how many people on staff, what the hourly payment for everyone, and how many hours everyone has. That would be very, very helpful.
it would be very helpful. Oh, did you get that? Okay. Yeah, because there are some, hold on, let me see. Let me put my flash drive in and see if I can find what I have. Don't want that. I want this. Okay, where did I put this? Okay, let me see if I can share my screen. Too many tabs open. Okay, so this is what I got from the Connecticut Library Association site. And this is a link to their job descriptions and what they expect, what is required for staffing, and what the rules are for what people have. But
Is it required or it is suggested?
it for if I click on this, some of it is expected. So, for example, when we look at library director here, essential. An MLS from an ALA approved institution, libraries with populations of under 5,000 may substitute a library director, which is what we've been doing for the last 2 years. But now that our population has been shown to be over 5,000, this is now, according to the state library, essential.
So it means we need to have, whom do we need to have in staff?
Well, they have a library director, and then they have library staff that consists of, according to this, if we have 5,000 to 10,000 people, half a staff person for every 1,000, which means that doesn't sound like a lot. That's only 3 people beyond the library director.
Yes,
but-
we used to have like 13, 14,
right.
and it was cheaper significantly than what we have now with 6.
But cost has gone up quite a bit. If we look at the
No, I understand
The-
it. No, I
the-
understand it. Yeah.
the pay rates, $27 an hour for entry level library director, and 22, 23, something like that is what we pay Devin Hope right now. Clerk 1, $13.75 an hour. Clerk 2, $17.60 an hour. Clerk 3, $20.30 an hour. That's actually
That's how-
a library technician.
That's how much we pay, or that's how much they suggest to pay?
That's how much they suggest we pay.
Ah, okay, well,
Yeah, we're not paying that much.
yeah.
But this is the minimum salary recommendation for
We
library.
also don't have 3 people plus a director. We have twice more even now.
Right, because I think when they're looking at 3,
And we
that's,
need those
that's
people.
okay. That 3 is full-time equivalent. So since we have so many part-time people, see, they're saying full-time equivalent is 3, but we have so many part-time people that it ends up being a lot more than 3 people.